kill participation of any jungler in the North American LCS. They don't get a lot of early momentum out of him, and coming in, he was supposed to be this rush-style jungler, this early aggressive invade, fight the other jungler all the time, get your early advantage and try and snowball like that, but it has not manifested itself here in North American LCS play. So I'm definitely looking at him. Nidalee is off the board, so that's going to be one of the big early game junglers you can have that sort of impact on. Not going to be available for either of these two guys. It means also that Gragas probably rises a lot in priority for both of them.
Absolutely. I also want to touch on what it means for TSM's playoff picture, because we talk about them being kind of stuck in 4th place right now. With Energy's loss, though, they can actually create a lot of sort of space between them and the guys below them in the standings, but also with C9's loss, they can tie for 3rd. With the win here, they can move on up before too much time. TSM gets their own shot at Immortals later on in this matchup as well. Likewise for Liquid, with the Energy loss, Liquid can tie for 5th. And they play Energy later. Liquid can start hopping over these teams and climbing up in the standings here. They can move within 1 game of TSM as well if they get that 7th win. We'll see if it happens here as we get ourselves through the banning phase. Kog'Maw, Corki, Nidalee all off the table. No Kalista, Braum, or even a Fiora either.
Yeah, interesting. Multiple AD carry bans going on here. I think Lucian is going to definitely rise here with sort of these 3 being the top ones. Ezreal and Lucian now might just be split. I think we will just split Ezreal and Lucian between these two, so maybe not a lot of early priority on grabbing either one of those.
Piglet also has been really loving Caitlyn as well. DoubleLift a couple times on top of that one.
True,
so these are teams that have another AD carry
Caitlyn teams
in that mix, exactly.
Nautilus is such a huge priority right now, pretty much for top laners universally, but also Lourlo specifically has put in a ton of time on Nautilus. I've seen him in solo queue, grinding away at it. This is a guy who's very hardworking, wants to become a better top laner, wants to you know, help out the team. You know, sometimes helping out the team does also involve playing Lulu, so that could be a mid lane Lulu for FeniX, could be for Lourlo.
Definitely could be the case. Looking over, I believe we have seen Lulu games before from FeniX, not this season for what I'm seeing on my stats, but certainly is no stranger to that champion. Moving over to the TSM side of the equation, we'll see what they want to go for here. That Nautilus, I think, is still a important champion. And honestly, Hauntzer has been known to play basically everything, so I'm curious to see what he wants to go for.
Hauntzer definitely is a proponent of split pushing style, is a proponent of isolated 1v1 duels, loves matching up 1 versus 1 versus any other top laner, and he's definitely been one of the highest performing North American top laners that we have in the entire league. So that is definitely an option for TSM to go with a similar split push strategy. As of right now, they don't give away too much though. Alistar being locked in, along with Elise. Versatile early game here. Maybe Svenskeren will up his first blood percentage, try and
There's a good chance.
The team.
Braum and Nidalee off the table. It's no surprise that Alistar and Elise are often next up in line here. So TSM kind of going down the tier list in a lot of ways here. Liquid, of course, doing something similar with that Lulu first pick. Gangplank had went through completely uncontested last time in picks and bans here in CLG versus C9. TL, I wonder if they and TSM consider this the same way. Solomid have not shown any of their solo laners yet. That Gangplank is, of course, on the table, and we are still on 6.3, by the way, this weekend. So it is before the parlay and barrel changes.
Yeah, just the ult.
The
ult from the previous patch, 6.3.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, though, Dardoch Lee Sin, we saw him have a really strong Lee Sin yesterday, and Rush making it look really good today.
Yeah. And what I find interesting is Liquid have shown no contestable champions at all. TSM grabbed a jungler and a support. So Liquid grabbed a jungler and a support. They are saving every possible pick they can for counter pick when possible here.
Yeah, I kind of used to like this style a little bit more when there weren't as many flex picks, but kind of make TSM show which lane that is going to be counter pick.
Right.
TSM do get to choose which solo lane will get the counter pick, but it could be a flexible Gangplank or something like that that could go to either lane.
Yeah, well, Gangplank and a Lulu. Not an easy matchup for Gangplank. Hitting the barrels is pretty easy for her.
True
right now they have the Ezreal for possibly DoubleLift.
And flexed around too.
Orianna alongside. So Bjergsen 5-0 and 6 on Orianna yesterday against Echo Fox. Had a great game. Gets a champion again. DoubleLift on Ezreal should feel pretty good on this one. And TSM will save top lane for last. Pretty much par for the course here on red side.
Yeah, definitely looking at what Piglet will have because he's already buffed up by a Janna and a Lulu. So Piglet is going to be the focus of this team. Now it's just up to Team Liquid. What type do they want to go with? Do they want the skirmish style all in their vein to be in and out of the fight, dodging around this Alistar, dodging around this Elise and Ezreal skill shots? There are a lot of skill shots that Piglet can outplay here, especially with speed boosts. But as you said, they've been a Caitlyn team. They've loved the siege opportunity with her. They love that trap second. Spam the traps down by the turret, poke them down, just protect the Caitlyn.
But it's protect the Lucian anyway, and the Nautilus comes through despite the fact that it was up the whole time and no one wanted to take it away, so Lourlo does get that Nautilus after all. That does mean it's a FeniX Lulu in the mid lane here, which means there's really only one major damage threat, and that is Piglet.
It will be a major source, though.
Yeah, you've got plenty of shields, but he's only 500 attack range, so he will always be in range of a Shockwave or in range of an Alistar combo.
Yeah, he has so much mobility, especially late game with all the cooldown reduction, though, and he makes so much use of the buffs that Lulu and Janna can provide him. So it's going to be pretty much all on Piglet's shoulders, just the way he likes it.
We'll have to go ham in this game to take down TSM. See if he can do it here. TSM to make the last pick. It's YellowStar who gets to click that one. The typical TSM Quinn hover. They're writing their own jokes now in this one. But who will it actually be? Poppy's on the table, Gangplank's on the table. And yeah, I like Gangplank and a Nautilus. I don't think Nautilus can really push him around that heavily. I love GP into top lane tanks because they just simply can't break through him and he has all that innate armor pen.
Do they call an audible here and have a solo lane Janna? I've seen it in professional play before. We had it in the first season of the North American LCS.
Oh man, I
forgot who it was.
I
remember we had it at one
Velocity did mid lane Janna, jungle Ezreal, hard push.
I'm so sad I can't remember who it was.
It was, I forget Velocity's mid laner.
But yeah.
But it was
anyways, it's not going to be the case. Has not happened in years, literally years. And it will not happen today.
No, it won't.
Team Liquid are just going to have the standard lane setup that you would see. And we'll see how well Hauntzer
Vile Rose, thank you, audience.
Bank it up. Oh yeah, Vile Rose.
Thank you.
Wait.
Someone yelled at
Are you 100% sure on that?
Vile Rose was the mid laner.
No. Zenix or something like that?
We're getting off topic.
It was a different
I don't
guy.
remember anymore. Vile Rose is for part of it. Either way, these teams and those players are not in this game. It is all about Liquid versus TSM. Solomid, they can get themselves up in a third. Liquid can tie for fifth and get one game behind fourth and get into a better seed, the top half of the bracket. It's, I think, going to be a very good matchup. TSM's been playing at the level of their opponents, and the question is, what level will Liquid play at? So you guys at home, let us know who is going to win it. Tweet your votes to @EliteSports with #TLWin or #TSMWin for who is going to take this one as Hauntzer trusted with the Gangplank. Lourlo on that Nautilus. Plenty of chance for TSM, but Liquid can always make that late split surge, put some heads on pikes, and climb up the standings.
Woo.
Let's see who it is.
All right, we'll see if anyone's head will be on display after this. Early game is so exciting with Elise and Elise. I'm definitely looking forward to this. This is kind of the classic matchup. So much outplay potential with these two jungle champions. With so much diversity at level 3 and skill shots involved.
First damage goes to Svenskeren.
Remember, he's got 15% first bloods for TSM, lowest of anyone, as well as extremely low kill participation for a jungler. But that is also, those numbers do get affected by solo kills. You know, sometimes if your teammates are just too good and they're getting solo kills before you can get there.
Like Bjergsen?
That hasn't quite been the case this season. Bjergsen has come up with a couple, though.
Yeah.
And Orianna definitely has been a champion he's performed on really well recently, so we will be looking at this matchup, especially because, you know, FeniX and Bjergsen are two of the highest CSing mid laners. They usually do really well as far as their lane matchups in CS. I believe number 1 and 3 at the moment among North American mid laners. That could have changed because we had earlier games today. But both of them do fare fairly well early on.
And here comes the late invade by the Liquid duo lane. They will spot TSM doing Krugs, who will wait in the brush.
YellowStar showed.
Oh, misstep. He's too fat to hide in the reeds, and poor Alistar leaving his armband out. Now, sadly, also, we don't even have skin synergy either. You've got that goalkeeper Alistar here, and
Who's going to get that first level 2, though, since nobody got a side camp?
Oof, double piercing light.
Using your Targons for executions. He's holding on to the second one for another heal.
Yeah. And you also just want to get the melee on the second wave. Because you have to wait for those minions to come in anyway. If you executed this caster, it wouldn't hasten the road to level 2.
Yeah, you can see no wasted autos here. Piglet tries to get the damage through minions, plus the harass. Well-timed shield there, I think it boosted.
There won't be an all-in for TSM, though. He started heal first. There's no headbutt pulverize. As soon as they realize that Tia will hit 2 first, in they go. Miss the Mystic shot. Look at the damage on a DoubleLift. They're already going in, and he barely saves a summoner heal, but that means an early recall.
That single CS costs his DoubleLift almost his entire health bar, summoner heal being blown, potion being chugged, and Piglet gets the tag through the minions as well. That feels good as Lucian.
Very impressive play by Piglet here. His piercing lights have been on point, absolutely. And again, DoubleLift has to run away, exhaust by YellowStar.
Oh, that is going to be...
They're getting manhandled.
That's going to draw jungler attention real fast. Summoners down for TSM. Their dual lane is getting shoved hard under turret. Piglet and Matt want to try and take advantage of it. Lee Sin pretty far away from coming up, though. Elise already positioning herself for a counter gank. Alistar spamming heal to try and get DoubleLift back up.
Arcane Shift down to last hit. And the caster is sometimes dying to the turret here.
Look at this. Dardoch takes that opportunity. You invade on your strong side. Lee Sin looking for the Elise, trying to get brush advantage.
Spotted.
Uh-oh, he gets spotted, though. Elise gets brush advantage.
Doesn't go in for the melee trigger. Does switch over and dodge away from the Q. Hauntzer doing battle with Lourlo. Hauntzer lowish on mana, anchored into the wave as well, but eats oranges and everything is potassium.
Doesn't even, I guess there's...
Oranges have potassium.
I mean, there's a decent amount of potassium in them.
I mean, it's more just the chemical symbol is K. That's the joke.
All right.
Come on, scientist Kobe.
You got me. The extra layer. I like it.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, we talked about Lourlo's proficiency on Nautilus, and he does know his limits really well there. Decent exchange. However, you also have to focus on last hitting. It's not all about the trades, especially with a Gangplank who regenerates and can heal himself due to missing health.
Nice knock up. YellowStar, no exhaust. Will survive. He's got those nice dreadlocks to keep himself alive on the backside. Hair armor working well, Rapunzel style.
I guess.
I don't know.
All right, well.
Spicing up the play-by-play.
I like it. Svenskeren going on an invade here, but he's been seen, going for those invades without the Raptor buff.
Headbutt pulverized. Piglet does not have aggro. Summoner heal. YellowStar flashes. One more hit will do it, and that's first blood. Piglet gets him for 400 gold.
All the weight on Piglet's shoulders, and he delivers. They get the solo kill, capitalizing on their advantage, and they're going to get the dive, too.
A wild Dardoch appears. DoubleLift tries to outplay. He can't do it, but he might get the trade on a Dardoch. No, he can't.
Holds flash. Clenches there, and Piglet with the 2 early kills has the lead on Lucian. They're setting themselves up for a huge mid-game.
This is massive. Lourlo is dropping behind down to this bot lane. There's even an Elise nearby, so he's got to be real careful. Svenskeren won't spot him, but at least steals a jungle camp away. Gets some control of bot jungle, but...
Lourlo's gotten really good at knowing his limits, outplaying the dives, backing off early when he knows he doesn't have jungle pressure. There's no priority. They just showed top lane with Dardoch. Piglet and Matt both, flashing forward, or actually Matt didn't flash forward for that, but they knew they could get it because there's no exhaust. They already had burned those summoners previously, and then they close in. Dardoch makes his appearance, and the dive is executed well. I think they hit the turret one time as DoubleLift was hiding behind it. It is, smart to always try and hide behind that turret when you're going for the dive, but it didn't matter. They hold on. The extra turret shot doesn't make Dardoch blow his flash, and Piglet. Very big early lead. BF sword to the tier start of Ezreal. Team Liquid really need to play around Liquid. They already knew that coming into the game, though, so there's no change in game plan. Now it's just about forcing this through and seeing if they can expand on this advantage.
600 is the gold lead here for 2 kills, which is less than you expect to have with that.
Yeah, part of that is because the bottom lane, Hauntzer, the Gangplank for TSM, is CSing extremely well versus Lourlo. And with the top lane showing jungle for Team Liquid, that's why Lourlo backed off early. He was losing 1 versus 1 in CS, but also that CS advantage kind of ballooned there when they didn't have any jungle pressure. And Hauntzer's really picking this up and running away with it for TSM. So TSM, while they are behind in the Whoops, a daisy.
Barely missed
While they are
that.
behind in the AD carry power, they do have some gold really working in their favor for Gangplank. Hasn't really turned into items quite yet, but a good advantage.
Dardoch returning to the scene of the crime, though. Svenskeren, like a good officer, knows to wait for him there.
Yeah, but if you get the early cocoon, all he's going to get is a ward hop out of Dardoch.
Yep.
And he's too scared to go for the all-in Elise combo because you can't burst him down and Elise will just fight you in it.
He didn't have the conviction for it.
I mean, you can't do it with your bottom lane, or your duo lane, not bottom.
Sure.
So far behind, there's no way you can fight an extended battle, especially with Elise in where it's already touch and go and it's going to be so close anyway.
Yep. Blue buff given over. Dardoch once again sneaking into the side of the map, and Svenskeren unable to police this top side of the jungle. They've got to leave this turret alone.
Yeah, I mean, I like Dardoch playing to the comp, playing to how the flow of the game is going. Top lane's ahead, you play around top lane.
Yeah.
That's how you win the game. If Lucian is your damage. You have to play this way.
Yeah.
Even if you're seen, even if they have wards, you're still keeping with the strategy. You're still allowing Piglet to continue to press in. Shove, double it, under turret, missing minions.
Summoners down.
No counterplay for
TSM.
TSM.
Absolutely. Summoners down, Piglets ahead. It's all the evidence you need to give away that top lane turret. TSM back off properly.
Meanwhile, TSM, they're trying to answer, you know, they're trying to trade top lane pressure for bottom lane pressure. And while they are shoving Lourlo off of this turret and increasing the CS lead here for Gangplank, Lourlo's playing very safe. And he's backing off, playing appropriately since they don't have any jungler on his side. He continues to seed minions, seed experience, and he's going to get further behind.
Yeah.
However, it's going to be up to Gangplank to really make that count and in the mid-game teamfight and actually cash in with the gold that he's getting.
But again, to praise Lourlo, you mentioned knowing your limits for Lourlo, right? Look at the minion advantage. 54 to 79 is like the exact same as what Ezreal is behind Lucian, except that, well, Ezreal and Alistar died twice and lost their turret. Lourlo has not. In the disadvantaged matchup, has done a much better job staying afloat. Liquid ahead, a full 1,300 gold. It's pretty solid here. Piglet now swapped to the bottom side of the map. Still has the item lead. DoubleLift is literally still on just tier right now.
I don't know if I'm still confident in your math, Phreak, but maybe you're good with most other math, but
What?
addition,
1,300?
not the closest.
What did I... When I started that point, it was the same.
Okay. Well, the global ult there from Gangplank is actually going to inflate his numbers. Lourlo picking up a decent amount of this turret, though, and he's actually 1v2ing!
Everybody's taking turret shots. They're losing a lot of health, and now DoubleLift gets a headbutt from YellowStar to keep him safe. Lourlo, Anchor's going to be back up soon. FeniX comes in, gets the easy kill, and YellowStar is certainly next. Why bother flashing, YellowStar? Loses the summoner spell, double for FeniX, and there's still more action. Matt wants in. Repel goes actually nowhere, except back onto the ground. Shockwave and Barrel Chain gets some damage, but guess what? They still want in, and Svenskeren is gone. Officer down, and Team Liquid are still pushing in. The kick flash catches Hauntzer. He gets exercised, and down he goes into the Pokeball. TO, 4 kills in a row.
Whoa, that is a pretty big swing here for Team Liquid. And we thought it would come off playing around Piglet, the power point. But it comes from Lourlo again. He 2 versus 1, DoubleLift. Under the turret here, gets him extremely low. It draws everybody on the map up to the top side. Gets the chain off with the Arcane Shift already going in line there. And it allows him to follow up on this play. Even though TSM are trying to cover that side, the collapse here, Team Liquid teleport in. FeniX gets the double. Flash is being burned as well, as you said. And after that, Elise gets caught. Spider form going to be able to get off the repel, but it just buys a little bit of time. Look at these. No hesitation on the flashes from Lourlo and Dardoch to answer this either. Boom, flash hook, got another one. And Dardoch going to be able to get some extra style points with the kick flash on Hauntzer. No flash available, or no flash there for Hauntzer. No reaction time.
Nope. Nothing you
No
can do about that one. Just beautiful play by Dardoch and the rest of Liquid here. Blue buff goes over, FeniX secures thanks to the help from Dardoch, and TSM have not gotten a kill of any major objective all game long. Liquid are absolutely strangling this game. 4,000 gold up. Piglet sort of knocked down bot lane outer, by the way.
Big game for Team Liquid as you set up.
Yeah.
Taking down TSM a notch would be huge for them.
They pull him within 1 game. They tie Energy. They get to play Energy later. They get to play Cloud9 to prove how good they are by the very end of the split.
Yep. And right now, though, TSM, they're going to try and rely on Hauntzer. He does still have a decent early pace as far as the income for Gangplank, and he's going to try and now use Gangplank's barrels for wave clearing. They'll try and move Bjergsen and Hauntzer around. DoubleLift is on Ezreal, so it's an AD carry you can try and stay safe while you seed all these neutral objectives. TSM don't want to fight this far down in gold, especially with the Ezreal still stacking up the tier stack. So TSM going to try and play safe now. Just CS and wave clear with everyone.
Man, how good is TSM's defense then? Liquid looking for the next thing to pressure. They got the dragon. That was easy and clean. Mid lane outer still stands. Otherwise, the side lanes there are only tier 2s as the easy objectives. Blue buff steal. Looks like that's next up. TSM don't want to give it away, but guess what? They have to. DoubleLift nearly dropping to the culling Piglet. Okay, goes a little bit risky, but doesn't take any major damage. Turret shots gonna get shrugged off. Gets a shield, clears the wave. Bot lane tier 2 under fire now.
Yeah, I mean, if you do hit that piercing light, then it's probably due to a mistake by DoubleLift, but hey, you go for it anyway.
Sure.
It only costs you 1 tower hit to try and just throw it out there. Maybe there's a mistake on the other end and he gets a chunk, but
certainly can happen. So bot lane got pushed in, the turret's down below half HP, and now they wrap around mid. Constant, oh, that Q landed! Early flash by Bjergsen, he
on the
had
wrong
to,
side, though.
But here comes the rest of the squad. Svenskeren misses the cocoon, and Dardoch steals the red buff!
talking about improvisation, that right there. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. There's a red buff right next to me. Might as well steal that on the way out. Thank you very much.
I don't think he even could have ward hopped that. He had no flash.
He just used his safeguard on that pink ward and then dodged the cocoon from Svenskeren there. Dardoch dipping and dodging pretty well. Svenskeren, once again, the early game not so good for him. Not creating much for the team. Not only did Team Liquid get that first blood, but man, did they get more after it. Taking down the last outer, well, not going to be able to take it down, but so much pressure in favor of Team Liquid right now. This is a fairly substantial lead this early in the game. See if Team Liquid can actually close it out, though. Their mid-game close has been something that's been fairly rocky for them.
True.
Dardoch and Matt, though, some practice here on how to make the calls as far as where to turn to end it out. That is a good first start. They've got the Rift Herald buff onto Piglet plus red buff. So he is all set up to play here.
Oh, yeah.
And then Lulu ready to speed him up.
Q onto Sven. And maybe the next push. 3 cast minions up. Easy to clear for Bjergsen. W, E, easy peasy. Still more attacks come through, though, and the slow burn comes in. That red buff is true damage, so it does wear that turret down a little bit here. Hauntzer got some push in the top lane. Has to respect the fact that there could be a roam, and he's going to leave. He's actually going to teleport. Did not need to, but he really thought he was going to get jumped. There's no wards up there by TSM. They really thought he might have been killed off.
Yeah.
5-minute cooldown comes through for the risk.
Lack of vision definitely costing TSM huge there. Communication was that someone was heading up. That may not have been a solo call, but here goes YellowStar with a call.
Pulverize headbutts and Matt flash to safety, and YellowStar gets killed off by the fight that TSM wanted. Bjergsen's next up, Team Liquid finding kills everywhere, 3 of them. A double for Piglet, and right back to the mid lane they go.
Annihilated. They trade Janna into the enemy team for Alistar into the enemy team, and guess who goes down first?
Yeah.
Alistar popping the ultimate fairly late there, burst down real quick. And Matt was able to get out with a very quick exhaust plus ultimate of himself. Really nice collapse from Team Liquid. Gonna get the turret afterwards. Secondary turret they're run off of, though, with the wave clear from Gangplank.
But Dardoch solo pushes bot lane, and that one, the work was done earlier by Piglet and Matt. Dardoch gets the rest of it. He gets the kill credit on that turret, but 9-0.
Take a look at this setup here. TSM going for the play. Shockwave doesn't hit anyone there, wow. I don't think.
Ults at 200 health.
And man, the Janna ult right there from Matt spreads everyone on TSM out, allowing Team Liquid to focus down YellowStar on the Alistar, and then collapse on everyone here. DoubleLift gets singled out. Woo.
Another nice kick flash by Dardoch, who now does have a sight stone, so he can make the flashier plays. Well, I guess less flashy plays by warding instead of using the summoner. Yeah, the safeguardier plays. Flash no longer required. Still wearing his refillable potion. There's Dardoch, so got to go for a slightly greedier start, and he's just doing well with that one. Hex Drinker also picked up for him, so plenty of attack damage on this Lee Sin build. Interesting to see. He's playing super, super aggressive. Lourlo, the ever-faithful tank, that's working out.
I do kind of like going, as I said before, pseudo-damage builds on most bruisers to remain a legitimate threat, especially in a comp that has so many supports in it already.
Yeah. You need that extra bit.
Throwing in a little bit of damage kind of on everyone else can come together and equal almost another full DPS champion. Let's see here, though. This turret going to go down pretty quickly. Janna shield
down to half
onto
again.
Piglet gets him half of it. Mid lane also pushing for FeniX here.
Bjergsen comes out, clears the wave, 7,000 the gold lead. FeniX goes in on a Bjergsen, but he's pretty far up here. Again, the ward hop into the kick, into the ulti, and he was chain CC'd the entire time. Perfect mechanical play by Liquid. The 10th kill of the game, the 5th turret on top of that one. TSM cannot get anything going their way.
Dardoch again behind enemy lines. No, Bjergsen has no flash, and they're able to pick up the easy-looking kill right there. Team Liquid are just dismantling TSM pre-20 minutes. All secondary turrets going down here. And they have complete map control. This is a perfect game so far for Team Liquid.
Such an impressive set of plays here. Never shying away from the fight, but never dying when they do. Continuing the pressure, continuing the dives, just making the sick plays. You got to feel real good as a Liquid fan right now, and even better as a Liquid player here. And they are continuing to turn the heat up. TSM, really only Hauntzer to rely on. He's just slowly farming up on this Gangplank. Highest CS in the game, that's nice, but can you really solo carry when your team is this far down? Nearly 10K at 19 minutes. This is a ludicrously high gold lead.
Yeah, it is definitely a huge advantage for Team Liquid, and once again, we're going to look for them. How well can they close it out? And it's not how bad inhibitor turret dives can go for you.
Sure.
This is a significant lead, though, for Team Liquid. Dragon number 2 going to go over, and that means that you can easily chip on multiple turrets right now. So Team Liquid can spread out.
Oh!
I think he got it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And the shutdown comes in. Perfect game broken. Piglet a bit too far up, caught out. Well played, Bjergsen and everyone else.
All right, TSM have a lot of ground to make up. Let's see where they can start. Mid turret would go a long ways. Team Liquid trying to collapse. FeniX does have teleport, though.
Shockwave's up, and without Lucian, there's not a lot of team fight power on Liquid. I think they have to respect TSM.
Core of their team.
Yep. And back it goes. All right, first turret of the game after the first kill of the game. Up to top lane they go, looking to get ward control over this jungle for top lane.
Situations like this, though, you have to be careful as TSM to stay calm and not overreach.
Yeah.
It's going to take several steps to make up this big of a gold disadvantage. So overstaying is a very real problem that they could backfire.
Aaron and DoubleLift taking a bit of flack there. Turret still under fire, but be careful, that turret is still alive. Lourlo's TPing in, Sven has to run. Ulti already popped by Lourlo, doesn't find much. Piglet is almost in range. That could be the fight. Svenskeren is gonna go down after the repel ends. The flash hook catches up Hauntzer, and there's the Elise kill. The fight continues.
Oh.
In goes Dardoch, and he finds DoubleLift. The Ezreal will not yet die. A shockwave catches Matt, but there's still no health bars left. The chase comes in, and they've got DoubleLift. They will get him after Bjergsen falls. He's caught on the wrong side of this one. Piglet running in, gets the autos, gets the piercing light, takes him out. 13-2.
Yeah, exactly. Staying over. It's going to take so many plays, big plays, to come back. You're not going to come back off one big team play. Sometimes you just have to take the single objective after your victory and return to base. TSM try and extend here, get 2 turrets, and that's all the time Team Liquid need to reset. After dying, everybody comes back. They had the 2 teleports. Everybody collapses top. Dardoch's able to find a great Q onto YellowStar, and YellowStar flashes over there, giving him position onto DoubleLift. This second Sonic Wave misses from Dardoch, though. He's a little bit sad about that one because he thought DoubleLift would keep moving backwards rather than channel his ultimate, but it doesn't matter in the end. It's actually better for them as Piglet does end up getting the kill here.
He gets the double buffs because of it.
But remember, sometimes when you're this far behind, yes, you want that comeback to happen so badly.
Yeah.
That you stay a little too long there with teleports, especially against a double teleport team.
Yep. And those guys showed up. Now we saw The minion wave actually died top lane, so they were hitting a backdoor bonus turret, which just refused to take meaningful damage. As part of the reason TSM overstayed, they were baited by the health bar, and it's Liquid. 9,000 gold ahead. 13 kills to 2. 6 of those kills are on Piglet, the marksman carry they have built around.
Yeah. I mean, this is such a big lead that all you want to do is have a commitment from TSM to a full team fight. You have so much money that you're willing to give up almost anything to start that team fight. You could sacrifice a full turret. You're fine with throwing away a turret as long as it guarantees you the team fight afterwards. And with this Baron buff, Team Liquid knocking at the doors.
These doors are not exactly sturdy. Liquid can huff and puff and blow TSM's house down. And they're gonna, it wasn't anything special. You guys just started groaning and I lost my train of thought. But really, it's just so easy. Liquid can keep pushing forward. DoubleLift tries to poke and clear the waves. The blue build Ezreal. Dardoch, no. No, he's not going for that one.
Especially not on an Ezreal.
Not on an Ezreal.
But Lourlo up top.
Oh, this whole time, clear.
Nautilus split push slowly takes some damage off of that turret. Mentioned the Dragon #2. It makes Nautilus a viable split pusher. I mean, you look at that burn damage that's working.
And one more hit'll to it. Hauntzer kills it in time. The turret stays alive, but a swift breeze, maybe a wolf blowing his cheeks, will knock that turret down.
I think it's going to be an anchor from Lourlo, but
that's more likely.
All said and done, turret down.
There it is, an anchor for Lourlo. Top lane inhibitor turret is gone. Dragon 2 helping with that split push. The Baron buff doing quite a lot of work as well, and TSM continues to hold on the bottom side of the map. FeniX in the mid lane. Hauntzer, again, trying to clear waves, but TSM cannot find the fights that win them the game, or even get them back in, really.
Yep. Multi-support teams are so strong in the mid-game. Before you really feel any sort of that scaling.
Shockwave catches FeniX, and they did get it. Matt flashed in for a shield, but wasn't in range in time, so now maybe the re-engage works. It is a 5 versus 4. Lourlo channels the teleport. The re-engage comes in, kicks back Bjergsen. Orianna is gone, and the next fight's gonna go on to the Elise, who is now dead as well. Svenskeren is gone. A barrel chain doesn't do much. Piglet is still alive. He's got shield. DoubleLift cannot quite do enough damage.
Little bit overzealous there from TSM again, as they didn't have Hauntzer, the Gangplank, the one that has all the farm on their team. Yes, he can throw his ultimate from global range, but without great barrel chains, you kind of just got to hit and run. This is not standard warfare here. This is guerrilla warfare. You're so far behind, you have to just hit and then run. But TSM actually try and chase this one down, and here we see YellowStar uses everything. Yes, they get the Gangplank for the chase, but Matt still has the reset there. Teleport comes in, boom, Dardoch. Dardoch gets a great kick once again onto Bjergsen. And the follow-up here ensured by Lourlo. Team Liquid closing it out.
They just did not have the ultimates to really cement that fight. No Shockwave, no True Shot Barrage, and wasn't enough damage. Liquid looking at their third dragon here. Should be no concerns at all, as this team still has map control, over 10,000 gold ahead. Now it's actually growing over time as they slowly chip down TSM's turrets. 15-3 the kills. FeniX, again, in a battle with Hauntzer, who is rich. Gangplank has plenty of...
plunder?
Yep.
Booty?
Plenty of booty plundered.
Plenty of booty.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it, and then I was like, there's nothing else to say. You got it for me. Top lane outer finally does go down. DoubleLift on the split push makes it happen. But here's the TP in from FeniX. Here comes the attempt for the mid lane inhibitor turret. Doesn't gain much of anything. Bit of a waste of a cooldown.
You can tell, yeah, I was thinking they're going to teleport on one of the minions. The turret is on, making it invulnerable.
Yeah.
Allowing for them to have some extra time, but not much there. Again, Team Liquid have such a big lead. They do not need to dive. Go for the opening hit.
Easy to take right there. Looking for the poke. It's YellowStar a little bit there. No barrel chain for Hauntzer. A little bit of true damage onto this Nautilus, but he shields it. Anchor misses. Some more damage from Svenskeren. More poke in from DoubleLift as well. 5v5 is there. YellowStar in the front lines. Piglet has to, again, be respectful of a Shockwave. Where is the ball from Bjergsen? Pushes it a bit forward, right under the turret wreckage. Svenskeren hooked in, low on health. Knockup comes through. There's the ulti for GP. The ball comes in. Shockwave does catch Piglet, but Gangplank sorting down, and Dardoch kicks in another, and that's the kill onto Orianna. It's the fight they want. A 2-for-1 is good enough as they hook in YellowStar. He's gone down. That's 4 kills for Liquid. This should be the game-winning fight, the game-winning push. Botland inhibitor is the next ping. 25 seconds on the respawns here. Easy to backdoor that turret. Inhibitor's next up. As the waves come in, maybe Liquid can close this out right now. Maybe they have to wait a little bit longer. They don't have the minions. And that means that Piglet goes for some damage, but will have to kite away.
Yeah.
Liquid will not win yet.
You really got to respect home guards with the state of the game, what it is right now. Home guards really allow for some crazy comebacks, so don't want to risk too much here. But again, all they want to do is fight. They'll give away whatever to start this fight. Everybody can just run straight past this GB Ultimate 2, by the way. And Dardoch, look at this. He kills Hauntzer, then ward hops over and gets Bjergsen. Dardoch basically takes out both solo laners from TSM, while the rest of the team is flashing and evading the damage from TSM. Makes really nice cleanup there. But yeah, Dardoch zigzag all over that team fight.
Yeah.
Have some fun telestrator play the last couple of games that we
Lots of fun diagrams to draw. The Lee Sin's going 17 different directions at once. It's beautiful stuff here. Still, that 11,000 gold lead. Liquid have just retained control. Double inhibitor down, making that hard for TSM to leave their base as they look for their second Baron of the game to close it out. Matt is on ward control duty. Hauntzer losing a battle heavily to Lourlo. This is not even close anymore. As Gangplank goes down, Liquid just absolutely crushing this game. YellowStar looking for the play. Shotgun comes in, looking for something to knock down, but there's just not enough damage anymore. Bjergsen is dead. It's going to be a lot more after that one. YellowStar running for his life, but he's not going to have that one for much longer. Dardoch over the wall, looking for DoubleLift. He's going to find DoubleLift. There's Svenskeren up in the rafters, falling down into the weeds, goes down anyway, and YellowStar is still running. Somehow the last man alive, but he's not going to be that
Ace
for much longer.
Let him live!
Anchor,
Mercy!
hit, ace. There's the win for Liquid. They grab their 7th win of the split, knocking down TSM, pulling them farther and farther away from that top 3. Liquid will tie for 5th as a result here. And with 4 games to go, they can still move up.
Team Liquid there. Nice execution. Piglet early on creating his own advantage, even just in 2 versus 2. Him and Matt versus DoubleLift and YellowStar. Able to make it happen, and then the junglers also had a pretty big impact on this game. Svenskeren not able to make an early move, whereas Dardoch had an easier time of it because of the advantage that Piglet had earned, but was able to capitalize on that and go to the source of the power. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Lourlo plays safe. Svenskeren can't find anything down there and doesn't really get to make an appearance.
Yeah, beautiful stuff here. Liquid had a great game. Dardoch, to highlight him a little bit, did as much damage as Nautilus, did more damage than Orianna, more than Gangplank, more than Elise, almost as much as Lulu. Certainly a big damage threat.
End of the game with a BF Sword, Hex Drinker, Sterix Gauge, and Warrior, of course. So definitely loving that pseudo DPS with just shields as far as your defense.
Well, plenty of fantasy points for Liquid here. It's got to feel good. I think everyone on that team got 10 plus assists except for Piglet, who got 10 plus kills. So anyone on that roster did quite well for anyone who posted them up. Like 35 points plus, something like that.
And the legend of Weldon grows as Team Liquid, the team with him currently, beats TSM, the team we had him weeks ago.
Liquid won.